The Bengals surprised everyone and won the division. They won the AFC North, went 10-7, probably should be 11-6, but obviously they rested all their starters for the final game. But the real question is, no matter how dominant they've been throughout the regular season, are they serious contenders? The Bengals came out this year and made it a clear statement that they are not as bad as everyone thought they were. A lot of people on NFL TikTok, which is not the most credible source for information, were very wrong about them and said they had them last in the division and all that. And clearly they won. I mean, maybe it was due to injuries with the Ravens, with Lamar, and the whole team basically, but still, they won the division fair and square. Now, the offense has been great, but they've also struggled at times as well. The issue with the Bengals offense is obvious. It's the offensive line. They've played poorly all year. They've led the third most sacks, 19th most pressures, and the fifth worst yards before contact per attempt. Now, the Raiders have a good pass rush, and that's who they're playing in the wildcard round today at 4:30. Do I have the Raiders win this game? No, but we'll get to that in a second. But they're going to cause Joe Burrow to be under duress all game. He's going to have to try and figure out how to get away from Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue all game and get it to his star talented receivers like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd as well. But how will he be able to do that with minimal time to get the ball off? I mean, is that really a question I should be asking? He's been doing it all year. He put up great numbers all season, especially towards the end where he threw no interceptions last 4 games or something like that. And Jamar Chase went off, obviously, because he's the best rookie receiver. He's offensive rookie of the year. T. Higgins blew it out the water. I mean, he was not that great at the beginning of the year. For most of the year, in the end stretch, he was amazing. So, I mean, it's really not something we should be worrying about because he's been doing it all year. But it's still something to take in note, especially in the playoffs, with 2 unexperienced teams going up against each other. The team has also minorly struggled in the red zone and on third down, in which they're 16th conversion percentage on both, but on fourth down they're third. And overall, they've been a good offense, as we all know. 13th total yards, 7th in passing, 8th in scoring, 23rd in rushing. Don't count that though, because they have Joe Mixon. That's more or less because it's just a workhorse. It's no one else really gets the ball in the running game. But the thing is, these numbers don't matter anymore. It's the playoffs. It's no longer the regular season where teams aren't as focused. I mean, obviously you're still very focused in regular season, but it's the playoffs. Teams are locked in right now. But saying that, the Raiders defense is not that great, so there could be some field days for Joe Burrow today. But still, Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, Jamar Chase, whoever else you want to name, need to lock in for this game. I mean, I have the Bengals winning it. Not by much. I think it's going to be a close game. But still, you have to stay focused, play good on offense. They have to hit their deep shots. That's what this offense is made of. Deep shots to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins contested, Tyler Boyd out of the slot. It's pretty good as well. You need to hit those or else you're not going to win this game. If you don't hit a deep shot this game, there's going to be problems. But I mean, the Raiders' corners and secondary as a whole is not that great. So they could be just fine. Now, I trust this offense to play great today. I mean, they're the Bengals. They have slash Joe Shiesty, whatever you want to call him. Jamar Chase, who's obviously the offensive rookie of the year, probably the best rookie wide receiver of all time, next to Odell and Justin Jefferson, depending on who you have there. Joe Mixon, one of the better running backs in the league. I think he was 3rd in rushing. I don't know. I don't have the numbers right up in front of me. Sorry. But either way, the offense is consistent, but they have to hit the deep shots, like I've said, or else this game could go poorly for them. But, I mean, the Raiders' defense is not great, so it's very possible for all that stuff to go their way, especially in the red zone, which is weird because they have one of the more average red zone offenses, but they're going up against one of the worst red zone defenses. So everything could really go very well for the Bengals today. We'll just have to see how everything pans out for Zach Taylor in that offense. But the one thing that scares me the most is the defense. The passing defense is not great, and they're going up against Derek Carr, who was great passing this year, one of the top leaders in passing yards. And I don't know if I trust the Bengals to really be all that great against Derek Carr, especially with Darren Waller coming back. Even though he's still injured, he should still get the ball. And Hunter Renfrow, who ever since the Ruggs incident has been great. He has over 1,000 yards on the year. Carr's number 1 target. I mean, I don't see this going well for the Bengals. I think it's going to be more of a shootout than people expect. I'm not saying a 42-39 game, but 35-28, Still a high-scoring game. So, I mean, I don't really know what to expect out of the Bengals defense this game. But if I were a Bengals fan, I'd be scared of Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. Not Josh Jacobs, because you guys have a good rushing defense. But still, I mean, I'd be very afraid of those two players. And I want to backtrack about 6 seconds to when I just said the rushing thing. Josh Jacobs is going to be eliminated from this game. The Bengals rushing defense is 5th. The Raiders rushing offense, 28th. They're not going to be able to do anything on the ground. I mean, there's literally nothing they can do to get around the Bengals rushing defense, especially their offensive line is not that great anymore as it used to be. And Jacobs just isn't really going to be able to do much. But the Bengals defense also is kind of weak at other points as well. 18th in total yards allowed, 17th in points, 28th most penalties. That is a poorly coached defensive side of the ball. I don't know what they have to do to fix that. I'm not a coach, but the coach has to figure out how to get their team to be more intangible and figure out all the issues they have on defense. And now I want to transition more into the game itself. I have the Bengals winning this game by about a touchdown or 3 points, anywhere in between there. Now, the Raiders are going to put up a fight. They could win this game. They have a chance, but I still see the Bengals winning just because I think their offensive firepower will be too much for the Raiders to handle. But as if they're serious contenders, asking that question, I don't think so. I don't think the Bengals can get past the divisional round. Depending on who they play, they could get an easy matchup, but who knows? We don't know who they'll play yet. The AFC is very competitive. We all know that. But they've won the weakest 1 seeds I've ever seen in the Titans. And we all know who's going to make the Super Bowl from the AFC, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs, at least in my opinion. But the Bengals could still make some noise in the playoffs, probably just going the divisional round and losing. Like I said, depends on the matchup. Then like other teams like the Bills, there's literally no shot. The Patriots, there's no shot. Titans, maybe. I don't know though. I don't really trust them, even though they get Derrick Henry back. And the wildcard teams are nothing to drool over either, like the Raiders and the Steelers especially. I don't trust either of these teams to go anywhere. Really, anyone besides the Chiefs, I don't see going to the Super Bowl. So that's why I don't really have the Bengals as serious contenders. Now, if they play the Titans, there is a chance that they could beat them. But with Derrick Henry coming back, I don't care about the rushing defense that they have. Derrick Henry's too good. He's not Josh Jacobs, can tell you that much. And he will destroy this team. I could see them beating them. AFC Championship is most likely going to be the top 2 seeds, in my opinion. Maybe the Bills sneak in, but I'm a Patriots fan. I don't want them to win at all, obviously. But either way, to answer the question of this video, are the Bengals serious contenders? No. Their offense is too reliant on deep shots, and their defense just isn't good except for in rushing yards. And they have a lot of penalties, which is never good. They also have a lot of sacks, but still. I don't trust this team enough down the stretch of a playoff game to win in a contested environment, not home, especially in the divisional round. So I can't say the Bengals are serious contenders right now. And with all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning to Fanatic Sports. If you've made it this far in the video, come on now, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It only takes about like 2 seconds to do, and all support is very much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram at FanaticSports25 and on Twitter and TikTok at Fanatic Sports. But before I go, what do you think? Are the Bengals serious contenders? Comment your thoughts down below.